Okay, hello everybody, this is Chiosuke here with another one of my casts. This is hopefully going to be uploaded sometime on the weekend. So, it is going to be between me, I randomed as a Zerg, and like always I said good luck, have fun. And it is going to be versus ThugWizard, the blue Terran player who is already doing something a little bit different. Now, in Legacy of the Void, you start off with a lot of workers, like a lot of workers, so... he's going to be lifting. I didn't actually know this happened. This is awesome. Okay, so what he does is he lifts, drops off all of the SCVs. What is this ping? I don't even know. And then goes back for some more SCVs. Only 4. So there's like 9 SCVs here. Could have been 10, but that's too many. So he has 1 SCV down in my natural expansion trying to block this, and then I scout with an Overlord because this is like pretty standard Overlord positioning. And then he gets straight to mining. He puts most of his SCVs on one patch or one side. It looks like there's 3 on this patch and 3 on this patch. There could be some over here. That'd be great. But in the meantime, he is harassing my drones, man. It's super annoying to deal with because SCVs beat drones one-on-one, man. Sad times. So, I'm going to be poking the SCV. The SCV is going to be running away. And since I saw him float to this gold base, I'm like, what? What's he going to do? He can't attack. And since I saw him not rushing for gas, I was like, oh, okay, so 2 hatch before pool, man. So I scout around here. I'm like, oh, okay, there's nothing here. Little do I know that he's building like 2 barracks right here, man. Life sucks. So after that, I'm like, okay, I probably need my pool around now. Then I'll get my gas up, and then I'm still looking over here. I'm like, okay, he's not doing too much. I guess he could be expanding again, because I'm like, oh, well, if he's not doing anything, he could be either expanding or something. So I went over here to check for his natural expansion, went back to his main base to see if he just built another base over there. I'm like, oh, maybe he took the gold or something like that. And so far, there's nothing. And I'm pretty bad at this game, so I still don't think too much about it. And in the meantime, he's building more barracks. This is probably the reason why he just used his SCVs. If I chased his SCV with one of my drones, then all of this would have been revealed. But in the meantime, I have no idea this is happening. He even builds a bunker, and once the hatchery finishes, I'm like, oh my god, there's a bunker building. So what I do is I'm like, oh god, need to pull the drones. And this is pulling drones all the way from my main base all the way down to my 3rd base, and there's already 2 marines right here. I'm like, oh, that's what he was doing. So I'm building 3 queens right now, 1 at each hatchery. And this probably wasn't the best choice. I was like, oh, okay, and then there goes those pair of zerglings. He starts working on the hatchery. I get zergling speed. I'm like, okay, that'll be helpful. I don't even see the gases right now, but right now I'm just trying to focus on the micro. Queen, go! And then he just retreats back into the bunker. And then I try and pick off like some of these barracks and prevent them from producing any marines. But in the meantime, I'm just fucking dying. So I continue to try and stop production of these barracks. And let's just put it on the everybody camp. He has like a supply depot call down as well. I like this move particularly because it's like you can't really call down mules at this base. Mules don't give you extra income comparatively to just regular bases, and gold mines out very quickly. And I'm supply blocked for days. So what I'm trying to do is build up enough time for this spine crawler to go. So I'm like, okay, gotta pull the drones. Gotta pull the drones, and then we pull back just because we get high ground vision. Try and pick off the SCVs that they're spotting. Just go back down, and then we again engage the marines. The spine crawler has finished, so we need to engage at the spine crawler. So we get that extra DPS from it. Then we keep pulling back. That's all we gotta keep doing. We just gotta keep pulling back. Marines are going to be poked down. We're losing a lot of units. We're losing a lot of units, but we're still not dead yet. So this just bought us enough time to get a couple of overlords to get us out of the supply block, and also get a bunch of zerglings to defend as well. So he's stuck behind here. I can't really engage these bunkers. There's just too much here. And I'm like, oh, okay, so he could have the gold base. I played a game where I just lost because there was a hidden gold base, and ever since then I've been like paranoid and constantly checking this when I'm a little bit ahead. So again, now I do some more scouting. I'm like, okay, now he's just getting his gas up. Moving my overlord around. I'm on 2 base, so it's not that great, but it's not that terrible. He can't really do too much besides sitting at this bunker. Do I start my baneling nest? Okay, so I'm like, okay, since he's just building marines, getting some banelings would be great. Again, I'm just trying to annoy with these barracks to prevent the marines, force some APM out of him, and just hopefully move the barracks. I didn't actually know about this base particularly for a long time, but I did see this base with my drone. I'm like, oh, okay, we need to go and annoy that. So what I do is I think I just send a few Zerglings in because I don't want to send all my Zerglings just in case he engages with these marines. So I bring them back to my main base, or my natural expansion anyway. Just wait to engage at the spine crawler at the top of the ramp. Looks like that was the right choice. And then go drone. You can do it. Maybe not. What are you doing? Zerglings, attack! So morphing a few banelings just to deal with the marines. And going to be sending the Zerglings back. Again, I don't know about this base. And I teched up to lair. I wanted to get Mutalisks so I can, well, kill this base off, but for the meantime, he dealt with one of the Zerglings and the drone. Look at the poor little drone carcass. Oh, poor little thing. And he starts getting up his factory. Again, I'm just going to use the banelings to defend, and I use these Zerglings to try and kill off this base, which I'm pretty sure I was able to do with this attack. Go, Zerglings! Man, I'm really good at this game. Okay, so finally going to be moving the Zerglings, getting us around on these marines, and I click on it, I'm like, oh, okay, so if I cancel this, then his factory tech is going to be really, really slow. And I was happy with this. I think I only keep a couple of Zerglings back here. I don't engage these marines. I'm like, oh my god, that's way too many. And then I eventually morph a bunch of banelings. And then I just try and get us around. But this is, you know, just vanilla marines. They're pretty good against banelings, especially when the banelings aren't microed. I should have like clicked on the marines, and just like moved towards the large group. But look at this. Look at him splitting. But the banelings were still pretty effective. In terms of units lost, we're still down around 1,000, but we're ahead in drones. We are quite ahead in drones. And this attack, man, this attack didn't go too well because I got greedy, and this is what happens. So I have no units right now, and I just accidentally produced more drones instead of Zerglings. I'm like, oh, okay, so gotta do the dance again while we buy times for the units to get out. And here come the drones. We don't have any units, and we have like no income while this is happening because the drones are off the mineral line, and the main base is almost mined out at this point. So going down, pulling back up, we're just buying time for Mutalisks, and then we're going back down, and then we have a baneling on the way. Going back up. We make a Mutalisk, and right now we try and engage the marines around the hatchery, and then it just lets the marines get a bunch of free shots off. The Mutalisks are going down. Do get a nice connection with that one baneling though. And here comes the Mutalisk, picks off a marine before it dies. And then I just try and do the Mutalisk harass / we need to kill units with this. So I try and group up my Mutalisks for some micro. He's killing off a lot of my overlords. In terms of units lost, again, we're doing very, very poorly. And let's see here. Here come the Mutalisks back, and what I'm trying to do with this is trying to pick off as many marines as possible. Marines are pretty bad against Mutalisks in small numbers. Especially if you could just pick them off one by one, like I should say. He picks off one of my Mutalisks, and this many marines is getting to a scary point, but lucky for me, he's focusing the hatchery, and he's not attacking the Mutalisks, so just gotta keep going in, going out, and engaging, man. That's all we gotta do. And I think I actually lose this hatchery, probably. He scans the high ground to see if there's probably any banelings, as well as getting vision on these Mutalisks. He actually doesn't kill the hatchery. So here we go. We're going to be engaging with the queens as well. Look at these transfuses, man! And because of it, we were able to kill off all of the marines. And now the Mutalisks have free reign. He does kill off the Hatchery. Okay, never mind. And this Widowmine gets like a couple kills. Die, Marines. I was super happy about this. I have like no detection right now. So these Widowmines would have been super annoying if they got burrowed on my natural expansion position. So I kill off another Widowmine because I got lucky. Kill off a Marine. Just picking off buildings again, trying to stop the production of these Marines while I can. I can't engage this bunker still since I still don't have any units. At this point I'm re-droning up because I don't have that much economy. I hid a base over here because I had a drone randomly. Go back over to this base and kill off another one of the Widow Mines. I'm going to be killing off the mule that was over here as well. Widow Mine in production, and I don't think I actually kill off this factory before that Widow Mine hits, and because of it, it's gonna kill something. Possibly more than something. Yeah, okay. Well, it just killed off one, luckily for me. So in the meantime, I'm going to be trying to kill this off. He has a group of Marines, and I actually don't think I have anything over here to defend it again, probably. Yeah, I don't, so here we go with the drones. This is like the 4th or 5th time I've just used my drones to attack, man. And in the meantime, again, just buying time for Zerglings, man. That's all we can do. And with this amount of Zerglings, I think we're okay. Luckily for me, he doesn't have any upgrades. This Widow Mine has reloaded. It's gotten 3 kills on this thing already. And let's see. So at this point, I killed off one of his bases, and I think at this point I'm like, oh, okay, he doesn't have any more minerals up here, so he just lifted. I'm like, okay, so he's probably up here. I didn't actually see the command center moving, but hey, it's all good. So here's the Mutalisks. They come and attack. Don't see. And then he started saying stuff about like why his eBay didn't start. And I still don't know about this base. If you look at my vision, I have no idea this thing even exists. I'm unsure how to respond to him like that. Probably should have just said something like, oh yeah, that happens to me all the time too, but anyway. So here's another Mutalisk, couple of Zerglings over here. And this Widow Mine, man, I haven't like cleaned it up for a while. So I do know it exists, so I'm like, okay, Banelings, go! And I didn't remember the hotkey to explode them. So I accidentally just turned on that. And I didn't know that it takes 3 Banelings to kill a Widow Mine. Today I learned. And then I'm like, okay, I killed off 2 of his bases, and he's still not being revealed, so he must have another base somewhere, so I just start looking around, man. That's all we can do. And then I have to run back because a couple of, this thing still hasn't died, by the way. A couple of Marines are over here. I guess I could have just killed them with the drones. But this Widow Mine. Foop! 7 kills. Some Hellions are over here, so I have to bring my Mutalisks. This is why expanding far all over the place is generally a bad idea. Because you're just being pulled all over the place. Unless you have like good defensive units, but in StarCraft 2 there's not that many. I guess a couple of Spine Crawlers could have definitely helped. And then I realized that later in the game, but until then I'm like, whoop! Oh, I see a base! And then this happens. He's like, nice. And I totally didn't see this. He hid them behind the command center. Is it insert? Yeah. And then they all went off, man. I thought it was just like maybe 1 or 2, but no, it was like enough to one-shot my Mutalisks. Sad times. I should have started pooping creep to assert dominance on these SCVs. So he doesn't have any Marines in production. And from this point, I'm just like scouting out. Oh, he only has 1 base. So as long as I can kill this off, we should be okay. I actually didn't know that he only had 1 base left. For all I know, he could have had this base. He could have had this base. And since he already had hit 1 base, I just don't know at this point. So I get up a few more Zerglings. I start getting +2 attack for my Mutalisks. Get a couple of Spine Crawlers up and a Spore Crawler to detect the Widow Mine. Die, Widow Mine. 3 kills. Pew pew. And this Widow Mine was eventually cleaned up. I don't know how. and I retake my natural expansion, which hasn't been mined out, even though it's 14 minutes into the game. And a couple of Widow Mines still in position. And he's still complaining about his eBay. And then Widow Mine killing my Zerglings, man. Luckily, it wasn't more than that. Get a couple of Banelings up. And then I just send in a few of my Zerglings to activate some Widow Mines. Also try and drag the mine to the SCVs. Get another kill. Get a few more kills. And now the Zerglings should be able to just clean up. I didn't actually send all these because I'm amazing at this game. And then he leaves. So we did it! I lost, like, all my units were so much worse in terms of the cost efficiency. But we did it, man. And that's what counts. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I will try and upload some more, and I will see you guys later.